Okay, what's up, everybody? This is A7X Fan Ben, and welcome back to the first Pirates of Ben vlog since June of 2022. I never intended it to be that long. I thought I had done at least one a year past couple of years, but I guess it's been 2 years. So this was the first update in a while, in this format at least. So there's a ton of stuff to cover, so I wanted to get one of these out before things get any crazier, I guess. So you've probably already seen that I'm talking about it being the biggest year for Pirates CSG since 2008. One of the main reasons for that is that we'll finally have a custom set coming off the spreadsheet, so to speak, or coming off the paper. So Golden Seas, Pirates of the Golden Seas, you've probably already seen the promo video and or the announcement for it. So there'll be a little bit more news on that as the summer goes on. And if you want updates on the newest game pieces, there's a newsletter, the Pirate Press newsletter. We've already got over 100 people signed up, so you can sign up for that at Pirates with Ben. There will be links to pretty much all this stuff, or most of it, in the description below if you want to check it out there. So really excited about that. It's been a blast, and it's been an amazing learning experience putting a lot of things together and making a lot of things work. So there were some moments in January and February when I was kind of feeling iffy about it, just given the difficulties ahead and all the troubleshooting involved, but it's been a long slog, but we're getting there. So that's exciting. So yeah, it's been an awesome year. I've already played a lot of games. That's kind of there and done. I finished tournament number 3 a couple of months ago, and then at Dice Tower West, I had some games there, some with Captain Randy, and I also had some with some newer players as well. So I had a 5x40 game. May have seen the battle report at Pirates with Ben. So able to get some people. It was one of the biggest board game conventions on the West Coast, I believe, or near the West Coast, in the West anyway. So Dice Tower West was pretty good. It was a hit, and was able to play all 3 days, so that's good. And then there's a new home for the Scan project. So I'm essentially the one hosting it now. So it's at one of my Google Drive accounts, and I've got a bit.ly link for it. And so you can find it via that link that I'll have in the description below. So if you're going to the old link, there's a new one now, and that's pinned at like the Discord and stuff, I'm sure, hopefully. So and then the master scan list, I'm due to update it, I think this week actually. So I'm trying to make time fit that in sometime in this busy week I got. So I'm trying to update the master scan list quarterly, basically. So we've got new submissions is where you'll put stuff, and then if you happen to be good at doing like editing the scans and stuff, there is a folder for that. There's none yet. I understand it's very time consuming. I actually haven't figured that out yet. But if you want to pick up where Thunder Brothers 99, Way of the Pixel, where he left off, there is a folder if you wanted to look at scans and kind of perfect or make better the ones that we already have. They're more raw scans. So, and we've got fleet challenges are going on once again. So I restarted those as of January 1st. And I think we're on the 4th one, I believe. But Foxtrot is hosting the current one. The deadline is passed for entries, but sooner or later it'll resolve, and then we'll have another one. So if you haven't gotten into the fleet challenges yet, they're mostly at the Discord. So I'll have a link to the invite to the Discord if you want to join. So pretty cool fleet challenges going on. There's been some prizes, a lot of cool posts, and a ton of great fleets. So really excited to see that again. It was one of the staples of the community in the miniature trading days. So I really wanted to reinvigorate that a bit, and I'm glad to see it going really well so far this year. So thanks to everybody for participating in that, people for hosting it. So hosting the fleet challenges has been pretty awesome. And there's even more, and it's not just me doing a ton of stuff this year. There's just so much good news. The digital strategy game variant on Steam is on sale right now, and there's a summer update. So I'll have a link to this that you can read about if you'd like. So pretty awesome stuff going on there as well. It's not, as far as I know from when I played it the first time, it's not an exact version of the tabletop game that we know, but it's pretty similar and still based on it directly. So PSM List is getting some updates. I'm one of the supporters of it financially, so I have a little bit of early access to some stuff. So there's a little bit of collection stuff happening behind the scenes, which is exciting, and I think that'll be a hit because more and more PSM List is able to resemble the features that we had at Miniature Trading, which is just amazing. So I just want a huge shout out and thank you to Arshellen and Dodo Die in France for building this and maintaining it and improving it. I can hardly imagine the amount of work that goes into it and the developer side. So pretty amazing stuff. And they're actually looking to expand into other languages as well. They've got a note about that on the homepage in case you'd be able to help out with that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved, support the game in various ways. Even if you don't buy stuff, there's a lot of different ways to help out, get involved. Even just commenting on like fleet challenge entries and stuff like that is cool too. So give people feedback. So, and there's these cool ship renders at PSM List that are pretty amazing. So that's the USS Morning Star. So it looks pretty awesome. And the Pirates Blend store is open. So I think I'll talk about that at the end. Yeah, we'll get into the vlog features. I'll put those at the end. I am starting to work on some artwork templates. So this is something I'm going to be intentionally vague on for now, but you'll probably hear more about it as the summer goes on. Basically the idea that I think one of the biggest things that prevents people from having their customs come to life is the artwork solution. So most of us are not professional graphic designers or artists or whatever, but between Gigi and I, we've got it down pretty good, like how to organize things and how to build up ship artwork from the ground up, or I guess you could say from the deck plates up. And I'm working slowly. They take a long time, but I'm slowly working to hopefully finalize some potential artwork templates. And we were using Illustrator, and that's his program of choice. I'm trying to hopefully democratize it more for the community and make it free. So Inkscape, I'm shifting from Adobe Illustrator to Inkscape because Inkscape is free and open source. And there's a possibility I'm going to keep building these artwork templates. It remains to be seen if it'll be worth the time investment, and if they're going to be useful enough, not just to the community, but to me as I develop my, custom ships and whatnot. So more on this later. I'm intentionally not going to go into too much detail, but there might be some artwork templates. So I did start a poll at the Discord. I guess I'll make this the question of the day is, if you have custom game pieces, what's your biggest obstacle to making them come to life? So in the Discord, I gave some options like production method, like maybe you don't have a 3D printer or a laser cutter or whatever. But I put artwork as one of the main ones as well, one of the potential reasons. I think the leading vote getter so far is like not enough free time to do, any of the above, like game piece design or play testing and point costing, all that stuff. I kind of see it as like, I'll just be honest, I kind of see it as like tiers of difficulty. So like, making a custom set in the spreadsheet, that can kind of be the most fun part, or sometimes, a lot of times, the easiest part. And then making it come to life, the production side, is where it gets like, you get bogged down because you might be investing $500 to $2,000 just to get started with even just 3D printing and decals and whatnot. And that doesn't even include the time spent to learn how to make the artwork, things like that. So it's just, there's a lot to it. And I'm just trying to narrow down what people's biggest obstacles are and how to potentially and hopefully alleviate those over time. I will say though, the artwork templates, I think the first one will take the longest. The 5-mass square later mass design one took me 10 to 15 hours. I lost count at some point. I spent like almost an entire day in Inkscape working on that. I think all the ones after will be quicker though, because now I kind of got the flow down a little bit better. And of course that's a 3-card ship. So the ship types that have less than 3 cards will inevitably be quicker, with the possible exception of a 10 master, but that's a special case. So, and 10 masters are actually one of the ship types I'm working on offering for the store for replicas and customs. There's a little hiccup, but I'll get it done, figure it out. That might not happen quite yet because I got a really busy, like 2, 3, 4 weeks coming up. July is going to be pretty booked up. But anyway, so probably more on that later. But anyway, especially if there's demand for it. So now we'll get into the features. So I was almost going to just do news, but we'd be remiss if we didn't have the old school Pirates of Ben vlog features. So deal of the day, I can happily say that I'm finally going to advertise my own deal of the day. So USS America and John Barry, you probably heard about those by now. So this is a limited time offer. So if you buy USS America, use promo code USA at the Pirates of Ben store. You can get 20% off any other items in your order. And so that doesn't apply. The 20% doesn't apply to them, but it applies to anything else. So I couldn't resist the price. Just worked out. It worked out pretty well for the year on the price. But so this is limited time offer for the ship as well. So these are gonna, when the sale ends, these go away as well. So got a couple more days left on these, and after that, the store is actually going to be, shipping is going to be delayed by about 10 days for orders made between July 5th and I think July 15th. So for those 10 days, the shipping is going to be delayed. So if you want to buy anything from the store, do it before July 4th ends, not just for the sale, but also for there's going to be a little shipping delay, but after that, I'll be back to normal. So, and I'll have a notice. I can do like store notices at my site. So I'll have like a store notice during that period of time when shipping would be delayed. So I'm happy to see the Lighthouse of Alexandria doing well. Right now, there's only 12 products in the store. A lot of them are just like the ship type variants, but more is coming, and product development just takes a long time. So you go from ideation to trying to make it work physically, making sure pieces fit together, not just for the ships, but even the lighthouse, like the Lighthouse of Alexandria. I was really happy and grateful to find a print that you can sell basically from Thingiverse. But then I kind of punched with Tinkercad. I kind of punched part of a hole through part of the top part so that the lights that I use with the lighthouses can fit in there better. And then, sometimes you have to resize stuff to make it fit. So it's just product development is time consuming, and that's why sometimes the Pirates of Ben store, there's not as many new products as fast as I personally would like to see, just because it takes a while. Like last week was crazy getting USS America out and making the first 10 copies of that, John Barry. Because then I realized when I was starting to make John Barry, I realized he's historical. So he should be in the Pirates of the Age of Sail, my custom historical set. But then I realized I didn't have a finalized card background for that set. So I don't want to confuse people and then have it change over time. I'd rather just kind of get one I like. And it's similar to Spanish Main on purpose, but I feel like that fits really well. That parchment color is just such a classic. It feels like a sail, like the color of a sail from like the 16 or 1700s or something. And obviously Spanish Main triggers the nostalgia as well, for me as well. So there's a lot more products coming. It's just going to be a little slower, a little more phased out approach than I would like. Everything always takes longer than I expect it to. So there's just inevitably some delays. So the ship type variants, I was doing one a week. It's going to be a little delayed for about a month or so. Hopefully in August, it'll pick back up. But yeah, there's some ship types, and there will be more. And then the lighthouses, there will be more lighthouses as well. Jeremiah's lighthouses, once I figure out the custom card generator, which I'm really excited about as well. I'll talk more on that later. So, and there might also be additional lighthouse structure variants. So more on that later as well. A lot of things I'm excited about. So that's the store. So deal of the day, or deal of the week, essentially, for the next couple of days. USS America plus John Barry. And all right, so, and then we'll get into the card of the day. So we'll do sets 1 through 14 to include Return to Savage Shores. And we get set number 6. So that's Davy Jones' Curse. I think there's 300 numbers. Well, there's not 300, but it goes up to 300, I think, with Grichuan. Yeah, it doesn't go to 301. So we'll go RNG. It's been so long. It's good to do this again. I think I'll do at least one more blog this year. Probably more than one, but we'll see. So 276 is not a game piece. 207 is an LE. So it's probably not going to be very good. No, it's not. All right, Dance. So DJC 207 Dance is one of those tournament prize limited edition ships. This one is as bad as most of the other ones. So it's a cursed 10 point ship, only one mast, 2 cargo, base move L, cannon 2S, and she's basically got the massacre keyword, or ability, not a keyword. If this ship succeeds at a boarding party, she may eliminate all of the other ship's crew. And flavor text, the ship's name comes from the swaying of hanged sailors who still move the ship along her dark course. So pretty creepy flavor text, no surprise there for the cursed. So this one's just massively overpriced. I think one of the issues I don't know this for sure, but it seems like they kind of sometimes priced abilities on ships that were not in relation, they weren't costed relative to the ship size sometimes. So Massacre, we see this ability at like 5 to 7 points on crew, I think. So if you subtract that, yeah, it could be like a 3-point ship. But the problem is it shouldn't be more than, she's not going to win many boarding parties. So it should probably only be 5 or 6 points in the first place. So not a good ship. I'd probably rate her, I mean, it's bad. I'd probably just rate her like a 2.5 out of 10. There's worse ships, but she's pretty bad, pretty bottom tier. I think she might be kind of a funky one. I'm actually going to look this one up. I think she's a galley, but let me make sure. I don't think I have this one yet. Okay, she is a galley. Okay, which is part of the reason I would doubt what ship type it is, but I got it right. So yeah, so that's what she looks like with the artwork. And it's a little bit of a dud, but got a limited edition. So that's the card of the day. And then picture of the day is from this past week's game. So I'll have a link to this battle report in the description as well. I was really happy. It was a crazy game. I've been kind of behind on like the games I wanted to play this summer just because the store and product development and stuff like that just takes so long. Even just setting up the store, there's like headaches, and then figuring out like shipping options, and still got to figure out taxes and stuff like that. So it's a lot. So I'm a little behind on games I wanted to play this summer, but I had to get one in to like not just test out the Lighthouse of Alexandria, because it did need a little bit of a nerf. So I did increase the gold cost, and I made the Archimedes attack ability a little less ridiculous. It is supposed to be a power piece, but I think it will still be. But I wanted to make sure I got a game in to test out that, and then a couple of Golden Seas pieces and USS America. So that game was pretty interesting. Had a pretty crazy end game. This was one of my favorite pictures from it. The lighthouse looks really cool with the light in it, and then the camera actually does it better justice than real life. I'll be honest. It's kind of a bunch of Lighthouses of Alexandria are getting shipped out this week, so it'll be interesting to see what people think of that with the light and stuff. And there might be other lights as the summer goes on. I might offer other ones, but I got like 100 pack of the lights. So for now, this light color and luminosity is going to be the default for a while. So I think it works well. I might try the warm white option as well sometime. So that should work good too. We'll see. So, and with that pretty much wraps it up. I didn't want this to be a record length, hopefully. So best way to get support my efforts to restart the game is through buying stuff through the Pirates of the Store. And I also have a Patreon. So I did release a little preview before the Golden Seas announcement 3 days prior. So Patreon is something I've kind of been lax on past few years just because of lack of time for the most part. I'm hoping to do a little bit more with it, but even if there's not, updates there and stuff like that, it's one of the best ways to support my efforts with the game. So, and I'll end on something you may have seen in the newsletter, but right now, Golden Seas, I'm targeting a release date of between late July, early August. So hopefully within like 5-ish weeks. That's extremely subject to change, so don't get too hyped up. But I'd be shocked if it didn't come out by the end of August at the latest. So hopefully sooner, but we'll see. And of course, I'll talk about that when it happens and whatnot. It's probably going to be an announcement saying the release date, and then before it actually releases. So that'll be good. And I know there's been some concerns about the set quantity, the initial 10. It's just because it takes so long to make a single set, because I'm decaling every single ship individually. And I am going to look into additional production methods this summer. And if the initial 10 sets sell out, it's extremely likely that we'll have more as well. So whether it's my production method or an alternate one. So anyway, feel free to support me with the Pirates of the Ben store or through Patreon. And you can check out all the links in the description below to check out this stuff in more detail. But beyond that, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in more Pirates videos.